This evening, let us explore the 53rd, 54th, and 55th verses of the Song of Enlightenment, and then meditate. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, brought to you by the kind folks who support me on Patreon, typically for about the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month. This evening, we could chant and meditate and enjoy a lesson or two, but first, if you love Star Wars and you wish to meditate as transformatively as Yoda on Dagobah under the guidance of Qui-Gon Jinn, be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. If at any point during this evening's live stream you have a specific question, either about Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or how to apply them to your life, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. I must pause to blow my nose. Oh my goodness. I think brains just shot at this here. Of course, knowing me, wasn't a very big mess. So let's continue. Let's tap button 14. And together let's chant. Well, that's silly. Let's fix that real quick. Insert, and there we go. Misguided from the start, my understanding wrong. I did not know how the Buddha's sudden teaching worked. Why devotees of lesser past do not see the way. Why unbelievers may be smart but not wise. A current examination of our own foibles makes it easier to give others a little slack. They are so foolish, so stupid, pointing to the palm to explain what is real. So the translator felt it was important to explain that the Chinese still use a finger to write characters on their palms to explain what they are referring to. The language is replete with homophones, words that sound alike but are spelt different. Now, spelling is different when you use ideograms, but the same basic idea. Between, for instance, the word to, T-O-O, or the word to, T-W-O, T-W-O, or the word to. One means also, one is numeric, and one is a preposition. So, let's continue. Mistaking a finger for the moon, turning objects of the senses into ghost stories. Communication, my friends, can be imprecise, confusing figurative statements for literal ones, and overemphasizing letting go to the point of nihilism. So in other words, if you stumble into the sphere of a teacher who is not as wise or is not as kind as you would like them to be, that is not your fault. It is not fate. It is not a punishment. If you stumble into the sphere of a teacher who is wise and is loving, it's not because you're awesome. It's because you're blind, stinking lucky. Therefore, if you got a bad teacher, go get a better one. If you got a good teacher, have pity on those who don't. If you've just joined me, welcome aboard. When you have a specific question about the Buddha's Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or how to apply them, type your question in great detail in the chat window. Now, let's continue with the second verse. Who does not see a thing is a Tathagata, hence the name looking from on high. This is a reference, a metaphoric reference to Kuan Yin. Let's continue. Though we perceive and empathize, we let go with each exhalation and are therefore freed from the tyranny of our scattered thought impulses. Those who understand are free of karmic burdens. Those who do not still have old debts to pay. Great wisdom comes not from good fortune, but from looking deeply through the lens of perception and release that we'll explore in a few minutes. Don't worry about that. A hunger that keeps them from sharing a royal meal. A sickness even a great physician cannot cure. Transcendental wisdom frees us from slavery to sensual delights, which could seem puzzling to those viewing us through the lens of convention. We come to the third opening verse for tonight's class. And let's chant. It looks like... No, I guess not. I guess that's all three. Let me make sure real quick. Quick like a bunny, I will hit button number 2. And yep, that's 55. Cool beans. Okay, let's tap button number 9 and skedaddle over to tonight's primary practice text, or sadhana, if you're nasty. Welcome to the latest iteration of Diamond Mind's Easy Tantra. Consider, if you will, this photograph of two Buddhas sitting in, or sporting in, tantric union. In Sanskrit, this could be described as Vajrasattva Karma Mudra. In Tibetan, this could be described as Dorje Sampa Yab Yum. And in English, this could be described as Diamond Mind Mother and Father. The iconography of this yadam, or archetype of enlightenment, functions only to organize 8 figures of speech necessary for deeply transformative contemplations. Therefore, there's no need for blind faith or superstition. We're going to begin with the outer preliminary practices, or ngondro, which are known by many names, including Vipassana. Let's begin with the meaning of the mantra. Together. I invoke the Vajra diamond elect strength of a sattva mind, will trained in love and letting go, supplicating with all may love and letting go be mastered by all. We're going to begin with an exercise, a metaphoric exercise that helps us to coalesce our subtle energies near the top of our head. During our inhalation, we silently and mentally, let's pause for a second. Any dim bulb can mindlessly recite a mantra. How do we transform a mere mantra recitation into mantra meditation, empowering and transformative? 2 ways. First step. 2 steps. The first step is to silently and mentally recite something during our inhalation. Second step, while we are verbally chanting the mantra, physically relax as best you can. Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva, Om Vajrasattva. Now, the silent version of this exercise during the inhalation, during the quick inhalation, silently and mentally recite the first half of the wish, Lama come. During the slower exhalation, silently and mentally recite, to this crown. Let's contemplate the 4 thoughts that turn the mind to the Dharma through a progressive lens, as opposed to a fundamentalist one. We begin with suffering. How could this feel stressful? Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajrasattva Om Vajra Sattva Am. And now, silently. These are rhetorical questions, so we do not strive to answer them. The empowerment comes from merely silently and mentally reciting these questions in harmony with our inhalation and our exhalation and our relaxation. Ironically, this technique helps us to stop resisting the pain. Pain is bad, but it's multiplied by our resistance to it, which is weird. We turn now to karma. How could this have causes? Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A. We could be as innocent as the day is long. We could be beaten. We could fall prey to a villain as flagrant as a man striking a baby seal with a baseball bat. But that man's actions also has causes. That man's mindset also has causes. And he is as much a victim of causes, or she is as much a victim of causes as we are. In the wonderful book by Sam Harris titled, there's a wonderful book by Sam Harris who explores the titular free will and how it is an illusion, how contemporary neuroscience has demonstrated repeatedly through peer-reviewed studies that free will is an illusion, that we go along doing things we don't understand, and then we tell ourselves stories to explain them, because that's what humans are good at, telling stories. Impermanence. How could this never last? Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A. And now now we're going to play with the idea of precious human life, how this chance to notice what's going on, develop empathy, and use impermanence to let go is actually a precious opportunity. Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A, Om Vajra Sattva A. Having contemplated, we now turn our attention to this evening's first silent meditation. It is known, this awareness in letting go is known by many names, including Dzogchen, the Great Perfection, or Treksho, slicing through the fundamental duality of dread and desire. Now that sounds very grandiose, but the technique is ridiculously easy. We demystify Ati Yoga or Dzogchen by noticing the play of mind as we inhale, while silently, mentally, and quickly reciting the verb watch, and physically relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature as we exhale, while silently, mentally, and more slowly reciting the additional verb relaxing. That's it. Sit up straight, play with these words in harmony with your breathing. Remember, it's not our job to concentrate. Concentration is a trap. Concentration is of rigidity. What is of flexibility? Mindfulness, especially when that mindfulness is vulnerable, passive, visceral, and random. We're going to notice stuff. We're going to notice sights, sounds, flavors. Sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. We're going to notice emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. We don't got to label any of that. Sometimes it'll be in the background. Sometimes it'll be in the foreground. We just do the same. Watch, relaxing. Sit back and enjoy the ride. If you and I are in a theater watching a movie, well, we're not the playwright. We're not the screenwriter. We're not the actor. We're not the director. We have no control of what's going on in the screen. And if we try to control it, they'll drag us out of the theater. Very embarrassing. So the smart bet when in the theater is to sit back and just enjoy the ride. Same thing with meditation. Popcorn not included. We have evolved in such a way that during every inhalation, we automatically access our sympathetic nervous system, which has evolved to observe, vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. We have also evolved so that every time we exhale, whether we know it or not, we access our parasympathetic nervous system, not a periscope, but a parasympathetic nervous system, which has evolved for us to physically relax and mentally release. So all we're really doing during meditation is aligning our will with our most ancient factory-installed wiring. What makes it unusual, exotic, and subversive is that in so doing, we, like a butterfly shedding its chrysalis, are escaping the habit of our controlling tendencies. There are various teachers abound. Sadly, many are rigid, fearful, or fear-inducing, controlling, elitist, competitive, and cruel. May you have the good fortune to find teachers who instead traverse the path of being flexible, loving, laid back, egalitarian, cooperative, and kind. We're supposed to be traversing the path of peace and love. If what we do makes us cranky and rigid, then we really haven't mastered peace and love. According to the late Chagdud Tulku, this exercise, this meditation, is ideal for stupid people like me and maybe even you. If you've just joined, welcome aboard. If at any point during the remainder of this live stream, you have a specific question about Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or how to apply them, type your question in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of your screen. Let's play with some of the inner preliminary practices, or ngondro. Beginning with bodhicitta as an antidote to selfishness. Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. Refuge as an antidote to pride. Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. If you've just tuned in, what we're doing is we are silently and mentally reciting this bit as we breathe in and physically relaxing as best we can while chanting the mantra. We now come to contemplations of letting go, known by many names such as Togal's leap over. Let us play with this contemplation of purification as an antidote to defensiveness. Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. As we relax into together, let's chant. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we notice during our previous inhalation could feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a beautiful cloudless morn, which, although compelling to the eye, is non-graspable to the hand. Let us bring our experience in the circumstantial into the path of letting go. How is it that as we inhale all lots of circumstances, stress could be seen quite vividly, yet as we relax into our exhalation, that stress could feel as non-graspable as a real or imagined paradise or vati of thought? Of light. Sorry about that. Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. Now let's play with the silent recitation. How is it that as we inhale, all body stress could be felt quite viscerally, yet as we relax into our exhalation, that stress could feel as non-graspable as an octopoiodom of light? Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva Om Vajra Sattva. How is it that as we inhale all speech or communication, stress could be heard? Yet as we relax into more exhalation, that stress could feel as non-graspable as a mantra of light. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. How is it that as we inhale, all mind stress could be perceived quite clearly? Yet as we relax into our exhalation, that stress could feel as non-graspable as a seed-like suitable of light. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Now we turn to this evening's final silent meditation. If you've just joined me, welcome aboard. When you have a question, a specific question about Buddhist meditation or Buddhist philosophy or how to apply them, simply type your question in great detail in the chat window on the right-hand side of the screen. Whoops, I misspoke. Don't I feel like a boob? We're still with contemplations. We just had contemplations of letting go. Now we're going to play with contemplations of love, known by many terms such as Tokal's leapover. We play with the idea of an offering to help us overcome our natural greediness. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. As we chant the mantra, it could feel as if diamond rays were emitting from a thumbnail source horizontal six-syllable mantra rosary at our heart. Lavishing all circumstances, bodies, relationships, and minds, with good fortune, health, love, and wisdom centered and spontaneous. So let us now chant. May all circumstances of all beings know have their safety, good fortune, and boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, spirit land of Ati. One moment, please. I think there's a workman at my door. I'll be right back. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. May all circumstances of all beings now have their safety, good fortune, and boon. As a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land of Vati. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist thought of the blissful body of a Yidam of lower and archetype of enlightenment. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. May all relationships of all beings now be as joyful and loving as a real or imagined Buddha's communication symbolized by this exaltable mantra. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. May all minds of all beings now be as peaceful and wise as our Buddha's mind, of law symbolized by a unsuitable mantra known as the Sitigleo Bija mantra. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. Now we come to this evening's final silent meditation, known by many names. This bliss and letting go meditation is known by many names, including Tigle, or drop. Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A, Om Vajrasattva A. As we relax into our exhalation, while mentally and slowly reciting the adjective emptiness. All the sensations that we felt during our inhalation, while mentally and quickly reciting the verb feel, can now feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void, like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although is tantalizing to the eyes, is intangible to the hands. Tuku explained that this exercise was excellent for the greedy and the horny. Let us seal this evening's practice with the 5 well wishes. May all my speech forms and lots be as wise, living, healthy, and fortunate as diamond minds real or imagined, cerebral mantra archetype and paradise. May all beings like diamond mind master the eightfold path as well as liberate others. May all beings practice of kind communication, conduct, and calmness flow spontaneous and uncontrived. At the very end of each being's life, may we take immediate and auspicious rebirth. Master the Buddha's path and then help all others do likewise. May everyone be free from suffering, may everyone be happy. May no one be separated from the happiness. May everyone have balance from the tyranny of hating, craving, and clinging freed. If you feel that I have earned it, you could type something in the chat window. Give this live stream a thumbs up, share it with your friends, or help support this channel's work on Patreon, perhaps for as little as the cost of 1 cup of coffee a month. Or not. The choice is yours. Either way, in approximately 10 2/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead tomorrow's early morning meditation. Until then, may you and yours be happy and healthy, and if you are as geeky as me, this is the way.